Hi, I am Reggie Roy, Vice President of Product Development here at Titus Labs. Watch this video to learn how Titus Labs Document Marking for Sharepoint automatically adds labels to Office documents as they are added to a Sharepoint library. Labels can be added to the document header, footer, and/or watermark. The label content is completely configurable by the administrator. Watch our video to see how easy it is and then select free trial software to try it for yourself.
This video will provide a quick introduction to the Document Marking for SharePoint product. This solution is an add-on application for SharePoint that provides document labeling for Microsoft Office and PDF documents. Headers, footers, and watermarks can be automatically added to existing or new Office and PDF documents. Alright, let's look at the scenario where a company has set up a SharePoint document library to share product development documents. In this case, the administrator has added a column to SharePoint called classification, as we can see here, and documents have been classified as either public or internal use only when the documents are created. If we open up the documents, we'll be able to see that these are normal Microsoft Word documents. In this case, it's a Word 2007 document, and that this document currently has no header, footer, or watermark in the document. In this case, the company has decided that it would like to add the document's classification to the header of each of their documents. In order to be able to do this, we'll use the Titus Labs Document Marking product, and we'll set up this policy as a normal SharePoint information management policy. So if we go into the settings of this particular library, the document library settings, we'll select the information management policy setting, and we'll define a new policy. If we open that up, we'll be able to see here very quickly that there is a Titus Labs policy that can be used to automatically insert headers and footers. We'll look more at that later. Right now, we'll go back and look to see what happens after that policy is applied. So if we open up the development plan document, we edit that in Microsoft Word and open it up, we see that the classification of that document is public, and we can see in the top right hand corner that the Titus Labs Document Marking product has automatically added a header, XYZ Corporation Public. If we look at the product vision document, we'll see similarly that the header was added in the same way to this document. And the way this was set up is basically we've added the classification of the document with a fixed text of XYZ Corp in front of it. So we see XYZ Corp internal use as the classification of this particular document. Alright, let's have a closer look at how these policies are defined. So if we go back into settings, select the document library settings, we're going to go into the information management policies and have a look at these policies in more detail. This is where, if we define a policy, we'll be able to see that there are options for Titus Labs headers and footers, and also an option here to add watermarks to these documents. And that's what we're going to do in this case. So we're going to enable the Titus Labs watermark feature. When we do that, we're going to get some other options for the administrator to set up here. So as you can see, we can turn on watermarks in Microsoft Word or PowerPoint or both. And then in the format area, we can indicate what we want to have in the actual watermark that's going to show up in the document. In this case, we want to actually add the value that's in the classification column to the watermark. We can select a font or a color in particular if we want. In this case, we're going to leave that as the default. So we're going to go down and select OK to accept that policy, and then we're going to go back to our product development library, and we're going to see what happens to documents after the policy has been applied. So in this case, we've applied a watermarking policy, and we should see the classification when we open up the document. So if we open up the product vision document, its classification is internal use, as we see there, and we can see that that watermark has been added to this document in this case. So we can go scroll down and have a look to see that the internal use classification has been added to a watermark in this case. If we close that down, we can go and check another document in our library here. We can go and look at the development plan. The development plan, as we can see, has a classification of public. So if we open up this document, we should see a watermark that indicates that this document is public. And as we can see here, that's what we do see. We see the watermark public showing in the document. Okay, let's go back to our document library. And in this case, we're going to create a new document. We're going to add a document to the document library, and we're going to see what policies are automatically applied when a new document is created. So go into Microsoft Word, and we're going to create a new document, and this document is going to be the product status document, which will have a little bit of status information on what's happening in our product development. Once we've done this, we'll go up to the classification area, and we'll select the classification of confidential for this document, and the title will be product status. When we're done, we're going to go back and we're going to save this document back to the SharePoint document library called product status. It's a Office Word 2007 document. We'll close this document down. Then when we reopen this document the next time, we should see the Titus Labs document marking policies have already been applied. We'll open that document up, and we do see here that a header has been automatically added to the document and a watermark, so our two policies which we had previously defined have both been applied to this new document. If you would like more information on the Titus Labs document marking for SharePoint product, you can schedule a webcast or request a free trial of the product by emailing info@titus-labs.com, or you can read more about the product at our website, www.tituslabs.com. Thank you.